great. Okay, so the last time we were in here, we didn't finish up some things that you were, because you had to run off. But we are going to finish this up today. We are going to do the Beck depression screening, or it's called the Beck Depression Inventory. And so what it is, it's a questionnaire that consists of 21 different statements, groups of statements. And so then we're going to read through each statement, and then you're going to pick the statement that best describes how you've been feeling in the past 2 weeks, including today. You're going to only choose one of the statements. If you see some that fit you probably similarly, we're going to choose the higher number ranked one. And then after that, also, if you have any issues during the screening where you need to stop because this is dealing with depression, then just please stop me. And one other thing is that you're only going to choose one response. And on a couple of these, they have more than one response. So I just want you to remember that, okay? Okay. So the first one is sadness, number 1. So your choices are 0, I do not feel sad. 1, I feel sad much of the time. 2, I am sad all of the time. Or 3, I am so sad or unhappy that I can't stand it. 1. Okay. And then number 2 is going to deal with pessimism. Your choices are 0, I am not discouraged about my future. 1, I feel more discouraged about my future than I used to be. 2, I do not expect things to work out for me. Or 3, I feel my future is hopeless and will only get worse. 0. Okay. So past failures is number 3. Your choices are 0, I do not feel like a failure. 1, I have failed more times than I should have. 2, as I look back, I see a lot of failures. Or 3, I feel I'm a total failure as a person. 2. And as far as number 4, on loss of pleasure, your choices are 0. I get as much pleasure as I ever did from the things I enjoy. 1, I don't enjoy things as much as I used to. 2, I get very little pleasure from the things I used to enjoy. Or 3, I can't get any pleasure from the things I used to enjoy. What would you say you are on that? 1. Guilty feelings, number 5. Your choices are 0, I don't feel particularly guilty. 1, I feel guilty over many things I have done or should have done. 2, I feel quite guilty most of the time. Or 3, I feel guilty all of the time. 1. Punishment feelings. 0, I don't feel I'm being punished. 1, I feel I may be punished. 2, I expect to be punished. Or 3, I feel I am being punished. 0. Okay. And this one's going to deal, number 7 is about dislike. So your choices are, do you feel the same about it says, I feel the same about myself as ever. 1, I have lost confidence in myself. 2, I am disappointed in myself. And 3, I dislike myself. 2. Self-criticalness. So it's 0, I don't criticize or blame myself more than usual. 1, I am more critical of myself than I used to be. 2, I criticize myself for all of my faults. Or 3, I blame myself for everything bad that happens. 1. 1? Mm-hmm. And this one is going to talk about suicidal thoughts or wishes. And it's 0, I don't have any thoughts of killing myself. 1, I have thoughts of killing myself, but I would not carry them out. 2, I would like to kill myself. Or 3, I would kill myself if I had the chance. 1. Okay. What about crying? Would you say that I don't cry any more than I used to? 1, I cry more than I used to. 2, I cry over every little thing. Or 3, I feel like crying, but I just can't. 3. And we are getting really close to being done. We're about halfway there. So are you doing okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. You're doing a good job. Thank you. Number 11 is talks about agitation. And it says, I am no more restless or wound up than usual. 1, I feel more restless or wound up than usual. 2, I am so restless or agitated that it's hard to stay still. Or 3, I am so restless or agitated that I have to keep moving or doing something.
1.
Okay. And in this one, we're going to talk about loss of interest. So 0, I have not lost interest in people or activities. 1, I am less interested in some people or things than before. 2, I have lost most of my interest in other people or things. Or 3, it's hard to get interested in anything.
0.
Okay. So what about indecisiveness? So this one, that's what we're going to discuss. And so this is still in the last 2 weeks, including today. And it says 0, I make decisions about as well as ever. 1, I find it more difficult to make decisions than usual. 2, I have much greater difficulty in making decisions than I used to. Or 3, I have trouble making any decision.
1.
Okay. Worthlessness is number 14. So it says 0, I do not feel I am worthless. 1, I don't consider myself as worthless and useful as I used to. 2, I feel more worthless as compared to other people. Or 3, I feel utterly worthless. How do you feel?
2.
Okay. If you have anything you need to say, you always can stop me as well, okay? 15, loss of energy. I have as much energy as ever. 1, I have less sleep than I used to have. 2, I don't have enough energy to do as very much. 3, I don't have enough energy to do anything. What would you say you were?
1.
Okay. So your energy level's pretty good?
Yeah.
Pretty decent. Okay. Okay, and this is the last one. And remember, this is one of those ones where it's got more than one response here, but you're still just going to choose one of the one. So 1 has A and B, 2 has A and B, and 3 has A and B. So changes in sleeping pattern. So 0, I have not experienced any change in my sleeping pattern. 1A, I sleep somewhat more than usual. 1B, I sleep somewhat less than usual. 2A, I sleep a lot more than usual. 2B, I sleep a lot less than usual. 3A, I sleep most of the day. Or 3B, I wake up 1 to 2 hours early and can't get back to sleep.
I've been taking more naps than usual, so I'm going to say 1A.
Okay. So let me kind of go over this a little bit and see what we got here. So whenever I'm looking at this, it looks like you've scored at about a moderate risk, moderate depression. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my supervisor to look at this, and we'll figure out what the next step should be about getting you some appointments scheduled and see if we were going to go ahead and go straight into intake. How does that sound to you?
It sounds good.
Okay, great. And then is there anything else that you need today?
I think I'm okay.
Okay, and also, and when you come in to do your intake, we'll talk about your treatment plan, maybe get you on some medications, or also to get some therapy. How do you feel about that? Does that feel good?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think what about that sounds good?
Yeah, I like the therapy. I definitely
Okay.
think I need to get some things off my chest. So, yeah.
Great. Well, I thank you for coming in today. And if you need anything, I'm gonna just let me know before you leave out, and I'm gonna go and talk about this and get you something scheduled.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Thank you.